Hello, everyone. Here we go. It's Friday evening, 7:30, and it is the 2nd of August, a whole brand new month. I finished off July. I'm very happy with where things were at. I felt like we had craft along done. We had the Zoom changing leaves thingy done. We had all these different things that happened in July, and it was a really great month. So I've tried to schedule myself a little bit less in August, only because I want to get my catalogue mail out done. So if you haven't, if you've purchased from me in the last year or so, you should receive a catalogue in your mailbox. Or if you see me at a class, you might receive one there. But if you have not ordered with me and you would like a catalogue sent out to you, please get in touch. I'm going to put my email address up on the screen so that you can get in touch with me if you would like to. There it is, lindastampsau@gmail.com. And that will get you in touch with me, and I will organise to send you out a catalogue free of charge. So let me just get rid of that off the screen. How is everyone this week? Are we all well? Have you stayed happy and healthy this week? And if you haven't, if you've had a rough week, think of this as your little escape, that you can forget about all of that stuff at this week. If it was a yucky one, I hope, Nairi, if you're watching, you're doing better. I know you got those antivirals into you, so hopefully you're doing much, much better. I see Sheila is here tonight. Hello, Katrina. How are you? Hello, Sol Vega. Nice to see you. Dolores is here. Hello, Glenda and Roz. Deborah is here. We have a really great crowd, and I can see lots and lots of folk. And I'm not going to have time to say hello to everyone. I'm so sorry. Cherie, I see you've been up to no good in the comments. I don't mean that. You know that. And Margaret was here early, as always. So we have a really, really great crowd of people. If I've missed your name, my apologies. But just hello, everyone. Hope you're all good. Let me have a little look. I like the way that you're giving away a free stamp set at your cost and your expense. Not your cost, Cherie, and not your expense, but whoever wins it. I don't know if I did my giveaways like that. I don't think I'd do very well. So that's fun. All right. So did those of you who are watching, who had a chance to watch Craft Along on, what day was it? Wednesday afternoon. It was Wednesday the 31st, the last day of the month. Anyone get a chance to watch? We did some really, really fun things on, it was actually a class where we made a little, I'll show it to you, a little tag box. So if anyone wants to make one of these, I think this one's better because the ribbon's nicer on this one. But it's got some little tags in it, little Christmas. So it's a Christmas in July theme this month, and we had a lot of fun with it. I think I'd love to know how everybody's tag boxes turned out. You missed it, Margaret. That's okay. You can always go back and watch the replay. And Margaret Gordon said she watched the replay too. I think that's the first one you've missed, Margaret. It's very unusual for you not to be there. Just wasn't the same. So the way I run these craft alongs, we get to make on the public video, which anyone can watch. It's free. I give all the instructions and we make it together. And people can either cut up their own pieces, or if they ordered with me the month before, they get the supply pack sent out to make it. And then I also have some other projects, and I'll quickly show you those. I think I've got them right here. Only because, actually, I don't know. Did I put them aside? Maybe I didn't. I might, if we want to have a look at those later, I will go and grab them. But I don't want to hold you up now. So I thought it was in the box next to my desk, but it isn't. That's okay. I think they must be in the other box. It's over the other side there. That's okay. That's not a problem. Hello, Gail. Nice to see you. Hello, Janine. And Joan is here. We've got the Queensland girls, and Cherie's Queensland too. We've got a lot of Queensland people. So you watch, but you haven't done any crafting yet, Roz. That's okay. Watching is half the battle, right? At least what I hope is it inspires people and they get excited about maybe making it for themselves. So, but then there was 4 other wonderful projects, which I will show you later if we get time. And if anyone didn't receive the tutorials for those, you can purchase them if you wish. The other thing that I want to tell you before I get too far in is I send out a newsletter, usually once a week. Occasionally I might miss a week here and there, but usually I send out a newsletter every week. And it has anything that's new and exciting. So today I had one go out, and it would have turned up if you are on my email newsletter list. You would have received one in your email inbox. And so it had details of the upcoming paper sale, which starts on the 6th. It also talked about the craft along that I just talked about a moment ago. What else did we talk about? I put a video in there, which was a recent tutorial all about using some of our papers, and can't even think what else was in there, but anything that's new and exciting. So if there's, redeeming your $9 vouchers. Those of you who earned vouchers last month, you can redeem those now. So if you have DSP on your order, you're best to wait until the 6th of August, because that's when the 15% off DSP sale starts. And it's any DSP or designer series paper, or some people call it pattern paper, that is in the annual catalogue, but not specialty paper. So the $21.75 papers, they're a few dollars off each. And if you're buying a few packs, that's going to save you a nice little bit of money. So that's pretty cool. Where can you find the link for the concertina envelope card? Let me have a think about that. I'm not sure, Jennifer. I did do one. Oh, is that the one I did for my 10,000 subscribers? I think that's the one you're thinking of. And I could probably, let me find that. That would be really easy to put that link up for you. Just 1 second and I will do that. So let's do that. And it was fairly recent. It was when I hit the 10,000 subscriber mark. I did like a special, it's not going to be there. It was a live video that I did, kind of a little extra one. I am going to find it for you. It's hard to find probably because I didn't put up a thumbnail with that picture on it. So that makes it a bit tricky. Found it. Okay. Let me pull that up, and I'm just going to pause the button, and then I'm going to put the link into the comments, and you can copy it and paste it if you like. Does that help you? So let's copy that and go back here, and I'm going to put that. All right. So I've just popped it into the comments, Jen. So if you sorry, do you prefer Jennifer or do you prefer Jen or Jenny? I never know what to call Jennifers. I don't want to call you the wrong thing. So I did just I could put it up on the screen, but you can't copy it from there, but you can copy it from the comments. Can you see it where I've just posted it? So is Leslie whinging? I'm sure she's not. No, that's not whinging. You're allowed to say that. That's okay. All right. If that helps you, Jennifer, that's the link for you. All right. So let's get into it. Tonight is Friday, which means we're doing a sketch tonight. I'm going to switch over to the desk and let's have a little look at that. I'm just going to straighten up my mat or my camera actually. Now what we're doing is we're working our way through the sketches that are on page 22. And some of you may have heard me say this before. There are also some sketches for both cards and tags in the new mini catalogue that's coming out in September. So when we finish all of these, we'll be able to do those ones. So there's plenty of sketches. Now we've made our way all the way through the first row, and now we're on to the second row, second one across. So this is sketch number 13, okay? And I've printed it out. And as usual, it's a little bit blurry, the printing. So it's not your eyes. It's actually, don't adjust anything. This is just the way it prints out, unfortunately, when I blow it up. Okay. So this is the one we're doing tonight. Now, there are actually a couple of ways you could interpret this one. And I'm going to do a couple of ways that stand out to me. And we'll do 2 cards, and they'll be completely different because they're going to have... just a different take on this particular sketch. So the first time I look at this, the thing that stands out to me is that it needs to be, you know, you could use papers to do this. In fact, I did see somebody do one. I'm not sure who it was. I'm so sorry, but I did see somebody who had interpreted this with designer series paper, and I thought I would do that tonight. Now, we could, is Leslie leaving us? Is that why? Oh, no, everyone's wishing you luck at the pain management specialist next Tuesday. Well, I wish you good luck as well, Leslie. That would be good, because getting on top of your pain is so important. You know, if you're in pain all the time, it makes everything miserable. It's really hard to see the positive side of things when you're in pain. So, yeah, that's no good. All right, so with this in mind, I'm going to start by doing a paper version, a DSP version. Does anyone, I was thinking about maybe using the perennial lavender DSP, but does anyone have any particular need to see a particular DSP that you would like me to use? Otherwise, I'll just go ahead and use that perennial lavender, but it doesn't have to be that one. It could be anything. So has anybody got a particular paper that they would like to see used? One that's really good is we've got a paper that's in the catalogue that actually, when I was looking at it the other day, I thought, oh, I haven't done anything with that. And that's the, what's it called? It's Winter Meadow paper. Now, that paper is included in the sale that's coming up, but it was in a catalogue a while ago, and they've actually brought it back. So it is still available. It's a Christmassy, wintry kind of set, this one. Does anyone know the one I mean? So that's really, really pretty. You like the lavender idea? All right, so we'll do the lavender then, because that's a really good paper to work with. And everyone likes the lavender, right? It's just a beautiful paper. So let me grab it out. Okay. Yeah, this is a nice one too, and this Winter Meadow paper is going to be included in the sale, and that's why I thought I'd mention it. So here's, now what is really good about this paper though, and let me talk about this particular sketch. You want to have a paper that has some, you don't want to have all busy designs, and some of our papers are busy on both sides. So for example, let me think about one that would meet that brief. Let me just grab another one out. Like the zinnia paper, a lot of that is very busy and makes me think it wouldn't be so good for that. And the Unbounded Love paper, I decided that would be pretty busy as well, because a lot of those pages are very, very busy. But let's grab the lavender because it's quick and easy, and I think that like a crumb cake background goes really well with this, but I haven't decided what I'm going to use for my background. But see how this is very busy? It's a very busy pattern. So if we're going to have pattern paper next to each other like this, you don't want to have all busy papers, or that it'll get messy, it'll get lost. So you want to have maybe one that, like for example, this one is not too busy. Okay, that one would work. I like the green in there. So maybe if I was to pick out, I could pick out some greens, or I could pick out some purples. This one's not bad. I'm just pulling out ones that I think would work together. The back of this one is nice too. Those look all right together, don't they? I love this purple. Purple's great. And this is nice. Now, this would be nice with this because you've got a not busy and a busy, or more busy. So that would work really well. So do we want to go purple or do we want to go green? Because we could go either way here. All right, though I'm looking at all of these papers and I'm thinking that maybe I don't want to go too busy, but there's the green. Now this, and this would work quite well. Although these two are sort of similar, but one's obviously different colours, but they're a similar design. And these are not bad either. All right, so I'm just working out which would be the best. You like the purple? So some people are saying purple and some people are saying green. We have a bit of both. So who is first? Let me go back and see. The first person was Dolores, and Dolores said green. So green it is. All right, so we're going to go with this one. That one there. That one there. And then I'm thinking maybe the back of that one. All right, let's try those. All right, so I'm going to scoop these up, move them off. So I've got green, green. And another option, actually thinking about it, would be crumb cake in there. That might look really nice as well, but actually thinking that crumb cake's a winner. So I don't know whether I like this one or whether I like the check. I think the check is too checky. So let's not do that. All right, so I'm going to cut these all at, what width will I make them? I'll make them all 10. Not cannabis. Who's talking about cannabis? Prayers and vibes and cannabis. Goodness me. Cherie. I'm going to go. So I'm making these all 10 centimeters across. All right, so we're going to have these going kind of down like this, but I'm going to be ripping the top of them to mimic that design that we just had, that we just saw. Okay, so let me quickly look at my, oh gosh, have I already lost it? It's not going to be, it's going to be one of those nights again, but oh well, it might. Okay, so here's our pattern. Okay, so we've got one starting down the bottom here and going up and going across and going up. Now you could just do these with straight lines. That would work just fine. But I'm actually going to use, I'm just going to rip it like what the picture looks like. And I'm actually going to cut a base. I'm actually wondering if I would be better off going with Lost Lagoon, to be honest. I'm wondering if that would look better. But we could try both. So I'm cutting this to be 14.3 by 10. And let me grab my Lost Lagoon and see how that looks. So Lost Lagoon is one of the greens that is in this paper. Pretty Peacock is also, would also work. So I'm thinking, what's going to look better? Is it going to look better on here? Because that does look quite nice. Or is it going to look better on the crumb cake? They both look good. Hard to tell. What do we think? Do we like it better on the crumb cake base? Or do we like it better on the Lost Lagoon base? I don't know which one I prefer. Ah, everyone's saying the Lost Lagoon. Okay. All right. Lost Lagoon it is. That's what we'll do. All right. So I'm deciding which way I want to have at the bottom. I'm actually going to start. I'm going to have my leaves because I really rather like those. And I'm going to rip it towards me so I get a bit of that white core coming through on the cardstock. All right. So this one would go right across here like so. It looks nice just like that, doesn't it? Rather. And I'm deciding, do I want this one next or do I want this one? I want this one next. All right, so this one's going to start about a little higher. So about here. So about here. And let's rip this towards me on an angle. Like this. And then this one's going to be a little higher again. So right there from the top. But I'll be cutting it off quite obviously. Right, so if I want that like that, then I'm going to be cutting it right down here. You don't need to be precise with it. We can always cut this a bit more if we want to. So let me see how much this is looking, and I may need to trim it off a bit more. All right, because it's getting quite high. It's a lot higher than the original. But that's okay. If it's too high, that's what it's looking like right now, which kind of doesn't really look like the sketch because the sketch is a lot lower because it's less angle with the sketch. So what I could do, if that's too much for me, is I could actually start trimming a little bit off. So I don't want to take too much of this one because I really love these green leaves. So I would like them to be, you know, I want them to stand out. So let's have that like that. And then this one, let's take about 1 centimeter of this. So this is going to make it so this one is like this. And the one that's going to need more off it is the other one. All right, I'm liking that. All right, I'm going to take about 2 centimeters off this one. So quite a bit more. And it might still be too much. I might still want to take off more. It's getting close though. I'm actually thinking I'm going to actually take a little bit more off here because I like where this is finishing here. So I just want to take a bit more off the top there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to glue this down. Good evening, Rosemary. Nice to have you. Oh, the sketches in my purple DSP I put aside. Thank you. I wondered what I did with it. Like, how could I have lost something so quickly? But hey, you know me, always losing things. It's amazing. It's amazing I get to keep anything actually, because I forgot. Hey, and you know how I couldn't find my my specialty plate when I did a video a couple of weeks ago and it had not reappeared? I ordered a new one and I immediately found my old one. So now I have 2. Well, I don't yet. The order hasn't come yet, but that's just how that works. If you ever want to find something, just order a new one and the first one will turn up. That's just how it goes. Right? Everyone's in agreement with that sentiment? All right. So that's going to go there. Then this one's going to go here. So you don't have to be precise. You do not have to measure this. You just do it by eye. Just decide how much you want it to be. And you can have a bigger angle or a smaller angle. It's totally up to you. It's not rocket science. Just as well. And then this one's going to go right here. Now, when I do the next card with this sketch, it's going to look completely different because we're not using designer series paper. Some of you can probably guess what we are going to use. going to be totally different. And I had a little practice with that one earlier, and I thought, oh, I like that very much. All right. All right, so I'm deciding. Now that I've got this here, you can see that there is a, let's find that sketch that's in with the paper that I set aside. Who knows where I put it? Here it is, I think. Ta-da! Thanks, Jody. Okay. All right, so it's got a piece up here, and really you could use anything you like for this. You could use any long, skinny rectangle, or, you know, and then just chop it off wherever you like. And I'm thinking I could do this in white and put a sentiment on it. And I think that probably would work quite well. And now that I've got this on here, I'm actually thinking I'm going to cut it down. Will I go this way? Yeah, I will go this way. I'm going to cut it down to 9.5. Now, I am going through 3 layers there, so hopefully it won't give us any challenges. No, it's fine. And I'm actually going to take a little bit off the top, so this is going to be for 13.8. I want to put it on a mat, that's why. All right, I think that looks better anyway. All right, now there is in this colouring here, I don't know if you can see in this, there is some pretty peacock in there, as well as Lost Lagoon and Crumb Cake. So I'm thinking that some pretty peacock would probably look quite nice on a sentiment of some kind. But I'm wondering which sentiment to use. I'm thinking about the Greetings of the Seasons, guys, because I've been using these not just to make tags, but for everything lately. And there's actually some shapes in here that would work quite well. So let's see, like, for example, if I decide I wanted to use this one, and I could just pop it over there, the side without the hole, and make that my tag and stamp here. I think that would work really well. All right, so this is not a Christmas card, even though this is this sort of design, Greetings of the Season, obviously it goes with a Christmas kind of a theme. I'm just going to cut out a white banner with this. Just any old white piece of paper lying around, and quickly cut that. So I've been using these a lot, but not necessarily using them like tags. So this one, you can see it's got a hole in the middle there. And so rather than use it as a tag, I'm going to have it here. I'm going to chop that top off, and I'm going to stamp on here. So I'm going to use, from the same set, the Greetings of the Season. There's a really nice For You here. And this doesn't have to be Christmas at all. Okay, you totally can make it not a Christmas card, which is what we're doing. And that's such a good set, actually, for anyone who's looking for a good set of sentiments. Fantastic for Christmas, but there is some in here, like you can use Happy by itself. You can use the For You. And, you know, not everything has to be Christmas. You could wishing you a happy and then find yourself a birthday stamp and you've got a wishing you a happy birthday. So, yeah, you can do lots of different things with it. Oh, vellum. That would be nice. I'm going to just stamp this my For You right here. Isn't it a nice For You? I love that one. All right, so I'm going to pop this right here, and I'm actually going to put a couple of dimensionals behind it, 1 and 2. So just put them here on either side, and we're going to attach that. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to use my little paper snips here, and I'm going to just cut that off. You could use a trimmer if you want to, but I'm just cutting it in line with the piece there. So it looks like so, and I'm going to put it on a pretty peacock mat. Which will pull in some of that colour. So how big is this? So we'll go, this time we're going to go 10 centimetres by 14.3. So this is the full card front size. Now, I feel like it needs something. It does need some bling, definitely. Suzanne's saying vellum, and Leslie said vellum. We could do something with vellum with that, couldn't we? But I haven't yet. All right, I feel like it needs something. Well, bling. Does it need a ribbon or some twine? I feel like it definitely needs something. So I've got some white, basic white here. Yeah, bling definitely. Absolutely. It's a little bit bland, isn't it? Wait till you see the next card. It's not bland at all. It's my favorite tonight. Now, something I did start to say, if you don't receive my newsletters and you would like to, where I put all the news or upcoming classes or upcoming, you know, specials, all that kind of stuff, then you can do that. You can be part of that newsletter list by joining the email list, and you do it by requesting it on my blog. Now, here's my blog. It's up on the screen, lhiggins.blogspot.com. Okay, if you go there, on the top right-hand corner, especially if you're on a laptop, it's a bit easier to find, but on the top right-hand corner, you will see there is a space for you to actually sign up for the newsletter. Okay, so make sure you do that because that's a great way of keeping in touch with what I'm doing. All right, just pop those there. All right, so let's have a look. What bling will I use? I know what I have. I've got the purple gems won't go with this, will they? Because normally I would use those with this paper, but we didn't use the purple. But what I'm thinking would look good, where is it? I've got these little guys. These would look nice. So these are Pretty Peacock and Gold Speckles. Those are really pretty, and those would look nice. They're called Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock Foiled Gems. Can you see them? So those would be good. Those would definitely match. The other ones that would look good, just find them for you, is the Blooming Pearls. Okay, and I have a brand new packet of those. There they are. And the Blooming Pearls have gold. We can go with gold, or we can go with the Pretty Peacock ones. So we've got a couple of choices there. So I'm just going to switch over so I can see your comments again. Some leaves from the Thoughtful Journey. That's a good idea, Heather. I like that idea. So yeah, maybe some leaves. Oh, and I have another idea. Seeing as you've come up with that excellent idea, I wonder, do I have any? I did have some left over here on the desk, but I might not. We have, and it's always good, we have some Pretty Peacock. Here it is, Pretty Peacock glimmer paper. And that could be really nice, just popped in around here. We could add some of these, and I could add a couple more perhaps. So let me see, do I have any more? I can always cut out more. That's not a problem. But we could do these. These are nice. We've got a lot of different leaves and shapes and things that would look good cut with that Pretty Peacock paper. But you're right. We definitely need to do something up here. So the Thoughtful Wishes is the one I think you meant, Heather. Is that right? Because that's a really good one. And also the Flowers of Beauty, those are good as well. This shape that had already been cut out there, that's the one we used last Friday? No, last Sunday night, and we did the Thoughtful Wishes one. And that's, oh, this is the Flowers of Beauty. So we've got these ones with the Flowers of Beauty. So we could chop that up. That would look nice. And it's not too big, so it might be a good one. Lavender Leaves. I don't know if they will work on this one. I have to have a think. So I've got like these kind of little leaves that we could throw around, some of those, or we could do what I think what Heather was suggesting. And, you know, I'm worried this might be too big, but I could, you know, chop it up and have, you know what, let's just give it a try. Let's give it a try. All right, give me 1 second. I'm just going to cut that. It definitely needs something. Okay, so this is cut out now. And I've got my take your pick tool with the brush tip, and that just makes that fall out, which is lovely. And I can also use my brush over these and make all the inside pieces fall out as well. But we don't need to do the whole thing. Let me just give it a trim and see what we can do. I'll cut it here to start with, and then we can always trim it down some more if we need to, because that's quite big still, but it might look okay. Is that too big? What do we think? You like the big one and cut it up? Yep, that's what we've done. Thoughtful Wishes and Flowers of Beauty is another good one. Yep, sure is. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to cut this down. I love these big shapes for cutting down and making, like, manipulating them to do what you want. I think that makes them look so cool. So I'm going to cut this one down a little bit. What do we think about that? Basically, we're manipulating it and making it into a completely different shape. I think that could work. Yep. Okay. All right. Everyone's saying that looks good. So let me just get rid of a couple of these little pokey bits. Let's see. I've managed to cut this somehow. So let me just trim that off. What's everyone got planned for the weekend? You got any good things happening? I have a baby shower to go to tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. I haven't been to a baby shower in years. Oh my goodness, it's been a very long time. Not a lot of babies born in my world of late. But I'm looking forward to that. And it's a very good friend who I know through Stampin' Up. So, all right, let me grab some. So I'm just going to put a few dollops of the glue here and there in the spaces that are a bit bigger. It doesn't need many. Just going to hold that down for a second, make contact, and then this one is going to go same thing. We're just going to push out a few of those little pieces. Oh, you know what? I haven't yet, Suzanne. That's probably a tomorrow job. They don't call me last minute Linda for nothing. And I don't make a lot of baby cards, to be honest. I mean, I have got a couple of cards I could use from sets that we've had in the past that have retired. I did have a really nice diorama card that I did a while back that I might use if I decide I don't feel like making anything tomorrow. But I'm not sure. Try and get that down. All right, so we've gone and we've glammed up our card a bit. We still need bling. So did we decide? Oh, no, your husband got COVID now. That's no good, Nari, but he'll have those antivirals, right? Oh, that sounds good, Suzanne. I still haven't done anything with that set. I need to get it out and make it work because I haven't used it. I've only used it for one thing yet, that Round We Go set. Do you want to see what I did with the, actually, it's a project that I've got for an upcoming tutorial, or a tutorial that's actually available now. And let me show you the card. sorry, it's a scrapbook page. And this is what I did with Round We Go, because it's a fun in the sun theme for the latest tutorial bundle. And I used the Round We Go stamp as my sun. So this sun here is actually from the Round We Go set. That was, I thought to myself, I don't have any suns. And I thought, oh, I could use the Round We Go set. Rosie asked a question. Okay, let me go back up and see. Thank you for letting me know. Thanks, Rose. Rose said she likes it. Where was the question? We could do sympathy cards. Oh, you know what? And this is my thing. You may have heard me say this before, Rose, that when you need sympathy cards, you don't feel like making them. So it's always good to have a stash of those. I would say you should always have 3 or 4 just up your sleeve in case, you know, we don't want to be morbid or anything, but at the same time, you don't want to be making a sympathy card when you need it. All right. So did we decide on which bling we were going to use? Because I think I missed those comments if anyone made them. Yeah, my best work is last minute too. All my work is last minute, pretty much. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hubby's got it now. Sharing is caring, right? You have a card making afternoon at your house on Sunday. Heather, that sounds fabulous. I know. Aren't they fabulous, those dies? They are really good. I'm glad you liked what you saw because I think they're fantastic. What is that die from? Thoughtful Wishes is the one, Nairi. It's Thoughtful Wishes. I still didn't find Rose's question. Unless it was just the information about the comment about the sympathy cards. Maybe that's what it was. All right. Okay. So I don't know whether we ended up having any comments. The bling on my left. These ones? Okay. All right. We'll do. All right. So I'm thinking we'll do... I'm deciding where to put them because it's a little bit of an unusual placement. I'm thinking a little one up here, actually on the banner, and then a big one. There's one over here, and then, oh, did I put that in the right place? And then maybe one down here. Oh, that doesn't stand out as well on the green. There we go. I'm going to call that finished. It's a bit different, isn't it? It's not my normal kind of card, but this is kind of what a sketch is good for. It helps you step outside your comfort zone and make things that you wouldn't normally make, and that's why sketches are so good. Okay, so I think just giving a sketch a try and coming up with something that is outside what you would normally do is always worth it. So that's what we did. We did a card that was a little bit different from a sketch. All right, so card number 2, and I'm going to use the same sketch. Hang on, where are they? Here they go. Put this back in its spot so I don't lose them. And these go at the back because it's a new pack. All right, I've got I had a nice clean desk before I started, and now it looks like a bomb went off, but that's crafting, right? That's what we do. Okay, I'm just going to put... Hey, Cherie, I'm going to put my die in my my mechanics box. What do you think? What do you think about that? Doesn't that look impressive? I emptied it out the other day. I was very proud of myself. All right, heater's going off because I'm warming up. All right, so let's just make a space. And I'm going to do another card. And this time I'm going to start with a piece of basic white cardstock. So let me just grab some of that. This is just basic white, normal basic white. It is not a, not the thick, just normal. I can choose to cut this down later, but if you're not sure, always start with the biggest size because you can cut it down later. But it's like a haircut. Once you cut it too small, you can't add it back on again. So you've got to go a little bit conservative. If you... Phone just went off. What happened? Are we back? Huh, interesting. Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? I'm back here. I need to know if you guys can hear me because I just noticed that the phone just kicked out. Thanks. So you be happy about that, Cherie. You can hear me. Okay, good. All right, let me go back to the desk. I don't know what happened. It happens sometimes. Technology, right? Here we go. All right. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a piece of scrap paper. Oh, look, here's a piece of scrap paper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip my scrap paper. I'm just deciding which. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to rip it. And I'm just going to kind of let it rip where it rips, okay? And I'm actually going to pop this down here. Now, I haven't decided. I think I'll go this way. All right, and I'm going to grab a blending brush, okay? Some of you may be able to see straight away what I'm doing. And I'm going to start with thinking, what color will I start with? I'm going to start with Night of Navy. And we're going to color just with our Night of Navy ink with a blending brush. I'm going to color down here and now it's best to start off the paper. So you either start here and move on, or you start up here and move down. Doesn't really matter which one. Just don't start right in the middle. You want to start off the paper and move on to the space you're going to blend. I'm going to add a bit more because I think it's not dark enough. All right, that looks okay. That's a good start. The phone goes AWOL. I know what's going on, right? I'm glad you can hear me because sometimes it kicks out the sound as well because the phone is actually my audio source. All right, so I'm going to turn this over and I want this to go the other way. So remember how we had one going this way and one going that way. If I'm not happy with how, oh, actually I am happy. I'm just going to move it up here. It's a different shape. And I'm going to have it like so, all right? And this time I'm going to go with a slightly lighter color. I'm going to go with Mossy Meadow. Oh, sorry, what am I saying? Misty Moonlight. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to use Mossy Meadow. That would be a disaster. Well, it wouldn't be a disaster. It would just be different. I'm going to start off here and I'm going to move down. And it's going to be darkest at the top and then lighter at the bottom. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm going kind of down to where I was before, but there's a tiny bit of lighter tone at the edges there. So this is a different take on this sketch. Right. So hopefully you can see what's happening here. All right. I'm building myself some mountains, the blue mountains, if you will. Okay. Now, as it gets further back, I want it to look like maybe a sunset or maybe it's dawn. I don't know. But I'm actually going to do this again. And I'm thinking, which way will I'm going to go down towards, so a bit more ripped. And I'm going to have these ones closer together. So these ones are further apart. This one is a little bit more. And I'm going to go with, I think I'll go with Petunia Pop. This is actually a bit of a technique we're doing here, isn't it? So we're building a mountain scene. And I think this is a really nice look. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm going to start here again, and I'm going to move my color down. Now we have some, I don't know, maybe the sun is coming up over there. I'm really not sure what's happening. Probably some, or if we're really going to go for a sunset, like you could tone back and do some orange or some yellow as you work your way back. But I'm actually going to call that done. Okay, that's enough. I did do one earlier, like I said, to practice, to make sure I was doing it right. And I added a die over the top. And this is what I came up with. Actually looked better before I added the second row. It looked better when it was this far. So 1, 2, 3 looked really good, and then I put the die in front. This die is from the Frosted Forest set. So yeah, it does look impressive, doesn't it? And it's very, very simple, and it doesn't take very long to do. So we've got our sky kind of doing its thing. We've got the mountains doing their thing, and I'm just going to go ahead and finish this off. Make it a, let's do, I think, balmy blue to do sky, and I'm going to actually bring my sky down. So I'm just grabbing another blending brush, and I'm going to put this one into the balmy blue. So we're going to go now from the top. So we're going to bring this around. I'm going to start off and bring it down. And we might need to do this a few times to get the amount of color that we need. And actually I'm thinking, just had an idea. This is going completely off script. Let's grab a circle. I'm thinking what size circle would be good. Probably one of the stylish shaped dies. And we're gonna make a moon or a sun or something. I don't know. Should it be a moon or a sun? Let's make a moon. Let's do that. I'm thinking, how big should it be? Would that be too big? Or should it be the next size down, which would be that size? I think this is better, the bigger one. So let's cut a piece of cardstock from this. Or you can also cut a Post-it note. Actually, no, what am I doing? Masking paper. What? Of course, masking paper. We have masking paper, guys, so why wouldn't I cut that? That would make a lot more sense. So I'm going to do that. Because masking paper is basically designed to put down and then remove so that you don't have to worry about, glue sticking or anything like that. All right, so I've got my piece of masking paper. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to turn it over, and you can see I did it purposely on the join. So I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to stick it down where we want it to be. About here. What do you think? Would that be too low for a moon? Smaller for sun, larger for moon? Yeah. Okay, moon it is. All right, because this is going to end up white, because this is going to stop the ink going in that spot. So it'll end up looking white. All right, so I'm going to just keep coming down with this. If it gets a bit blobby in the sky, don't worry, because we're going to keep adding color, so it's not going to end up looking like that. And you'll notice that I stopped just short of the mountains, which leaves this really nice kind of bright light on the horizon, so that it ends up like adding to what we're seeing, because it looks terrific like that. All right, like this. Now, like I said, if it's blobby in places, don't worry. It's going to be okay. Just trust the process. All right, I'm going to take the balmy blue away. Oh, that's nice, Leslie. I'm glad that you feel that way. We love having you with us, so it's always good. It's always good when what we are doing is maybe comfort to someone, because we want you to forget all those yucky things as much as you can and just enjoy this crafting with us, because crafting is an important thing. It uses a completely different part of your brain, and it's really good for you, and it's good for building community and all that kind of stuff. It's a fantastic thing. They say it's cheaper than therapy, and I reckon it probably is. Well, it depends on how much product you buy, doesn't it, really? So maybe not. All right, so now I've got my darker color at the top, but I've still got some of the lighter color coming out down here. And then for the very last bit, this was actually going to be, I was thinking about doing this for a Technique Tuesday because it really is a technique, but it went so well with this sketch that I thought, you know what, let's just do it. And there's lots of other techniques we can do at Technique Tuesday. So I'm just doing the last little bit of top here with the Night of Navy to darken up that very top bit. Can you see what I mean about the horizon looking nice with the way it's brightened up? All right. Now, there's a number of things we can do. I forgot to wet my mat. That's my cleaning cloth before I started. So, oh well. I do have a couple of tissues here, so I'll just give it a bit of a wipe. I do have baby wipes as well, but I'm just going to wipe that up a bit so it doesn't get everywhere. Not the same as using a cleaning cloth, but hey, it'll do for now. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab I didn't think about this before, but I'm going to grab I've got a water spritzer here that's got some water in it, and what I want is the water, not actually the spritzer. I've also got a little cup here. I'm just going to pour that bit of water in here because I need the water. And I'm going to pop my fingers into the water and I'm going to flick it. Oh, didn't mean to get it down here, but oh well. Doesn't matter. I should have covered that up. But what this does, it looks really good actually. What it does is, can you see the splatter in the sky? That's what we're trying to do. Like create stars, and wink splatter looks really, really good as well. My wink, I've got a wink Stella on my next order. The one I have, unfortunately, isn't really wet enough. I can try. Oh, it is coming out a bit. Whoop. So yeah, that will also make some sparkly stars for us. There we go. I don't know if you can see. Can you see it's looking a bit sparkly? Now, when we take this off, I need to peel it off really carefully because I did go pretty crazy with my blending brushes over the top of it. So you just need to be very careful pulling that off. I've got a last little bit of, let me find it. Just use my little, just get that. And I could also use an adhesive remover to get rid of that because that's just a little bit of glue that's been left behind. There we go. Almost there. Thanks. Got it. All right. Now, I didn't mean to have these little blobs down the bottom here. It doesn't look terrible, but that wasn't my intention. But anyway, if to get rid of those, I could, go back over these again with but it's not going to completely get rid of them. So I could put a banner there. I was actually just going to do, like, here's the one I did earlier. Okay, this one's smaller. Can you see it would use the matte size. I was going to put a banner on this and I was going to do it in darker color, like I was going to do it in Night of Navy or Misty Moonlight and white emboss on it. And I thought that would look really nice. I particularly like the tag I just used before. I think that's really nice. So you could do that again and white emboss a For You or something else onto that piece. For this one, I think that would look good on here as well. Some Night of Navy and white embossed. What do you think? Although we could also put a banner across the bottom here where these dots are. So I don't know. What do we think? Oh, that's a really cool thing, Sheila. What a cool thing to be part of. That is fantastic. That's so good. Oh, hi, Julianne. Nice to see you there. Top, says Dolores. Okay. All right. Well, then we will do the top. And I think I'll quickly, I will grab some knife navy. Put some right here. And so let's cut this out and do what we did before. I'm actually just going to cut it. Maybe I'll just cut it a little bit longer. You don't need to cut the whole thing. I'm just going to go over the edge. So yeah, this die, this one here, this is the first time I've used it, but it's a really nice, like it makes a really good silhouette, don't you think? It's from the Frosted Forest dies, so it's this one here. And so that's what I use to cut those. And it's from this same set that makes, you know, the ones that makes the pine trees and the oak tree, this one. And I hadn't used these before. I think that's really nice. I tell you what, little birdie would be nice on there too, wouldn't it? You could do a little bird. So super nice, that set. All right, so I'm going to pop this up here. I'm deciding how far down I want it to be. And do I just want for you, or do I want something different on this? I won't want anything very big. Let me have a little look. What have we got in Unbounded Love? We've got a Best of Luck. That would work. You could do this as a sympathy card, Rose. I know you were saying before that you might need some. You could use either of these as a sympathy card. They'd be quite nice. That Thoughtful Journey also, I think, is really good for sympathy cards because it's beautiful without being pretty, if that makes sense. And I would think that that's really good for those. I did one not that long ago, which had a sympathy one, and this set actually has a really nice with sympathy if you're looking for a good with sympathy stamp. So you think for you. Oh, thank you for reminding me about the embossing buddy. If I can find it. Okay. So, all right. Well, if we're going to do for you, I think the question will be, is my embossing buddy here on my desk? Because if it isn't, I don't know that I have the oomph to get up and go looking for it. And nobody wants to waste their time waiting for me to find it. So I'll just pretend that we have it. It's usually in this tray, and it isn't because I just used it. So, okay. So I'm going to use my white embossing powder. And we're going to use Versamark ink. And I'm going to grab the For You stamp from this Greetings of the Season set. I think it's still on the block, so that's handy. It is. Just going to make sure it's clean. There's none of that ink from the last card left on it. And let's ink that up. I don't know if you can see it. It's a bit hard to see because it doesn't leave a coloured impression. It's clear. I'm going to dump my powder on top. Now there is a little bit of residue powder because we didn't use the embossing buddy, but that's okay. It's easy to get rid of, and there's a number of ways to do it. You could use a brush. You could use the tip of your take your pick tool. You can use the end of a water painter as long as it's dry. I quite like the water painter because I've been using those a bit lately because the brush has got a bit of stiffness to it, so it works quite well. All right, now let's pop this back in the tub, which is what this tray is for. or one of the things it's for. It also protects your desk. Pop that back in. And I'm going to get my heat tool on. Put my lid on my Versamark and my plug on my tray. You still haven't played with anything, Cherie. Oh, that's no good. When you're sick, you don't want to do it, do you? It just makes you feel like not doing it. All right. Got the heat tool ready to go. I'm just going to do it right here on the glass mat. The glass mat is heat resistant, so you can just use that for a surface when you're embossing, if you don't have a tray particularly. Just make sure you're doing it away from your finger, or if you're, you can grab a pair of scissors and hold it, tweezers or scissors actually, and just hold it down with those. You want to make sure you don't have your fingers anywhere near the heat. All right, so this is going to go on here. And I can decide how far down I would, and have it further down, and I could put a ribbon or some twine at the top if I wanted to, or I could have it a little bit further up. It really is up to you. You can decide. I think I like it a little bit further down, actually. So I'm going to put this on dimensionals. So you grab those. One and two. You could have four if you want to. It really is up to you how many you want to have. I'm going to have it a little bit further down. I'm going to cut this in line with my all right, looks good. Now I can just put this on a piece of basic white, or I could cut it down ever so slightly, 1/2 centimeter, and put it on a mat. Or I could do it on a dark color cardstock and just add a white insert. So for example, if I wanted to go with Night of Navy, for example, I think Night of Navy would make a nice matte if I wasn't going to use it as a base, but it will look all right as a base as well. I'm just looking for my Night of Navy because I took it to class this week because we used it for our maths for that scrapbook page I showed you. Try this. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of people have been struggling with illnesses and things, everything from COVID to colds to who knows. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Let me see. Did I make this too long or did I make that too short? Could be either. Yeah, this is too short. This is too short. All right, let me see. This needs to be 21. Yep, it is. By, well, that one's too wide. Isn't that always the way? So this one needs cutting down. We'll try again. That's better. All right, so that's what it would look like on this. Do you think you might try it, Kelly? Yeah, you should. It's a lot of fun. It's very easy. You just rip your paper and go to town with your blending brushes. Looks really good, doesn't it? So I think it's a really nice little technique. Oh, thank you, Deborah. A good night to you. Thank you for watching. Oh, in a month's time. Well, I hope I didn't catch why you were going away, whether you I hope that it's a holiday. I hope you're going off to have some fun. I hope it's nothing sinister like a hospital trip or something like that. It looks good with the tree, doesn't it? We have had a few tree dies like that over the years. And we've also had some tree stamps that would work well. So, you know, that's another option as well. Right. And then what I will do, let me see, do I have any white left over? I do. I'm going to cut myself a mat. Sorry, insert. So this is 14.3 by 10 centimeters again. Or if you were doing this card base, this card front size in the US would be 4 inches by 5 1/4. So this piece would go inside. All right, so like so. I've got a little tiny mark just there. So, you know, we could put something there to cover it up. So let me have a little look. Frosted Forest. Let me quickly pull that out. And I mean, we could put a tree on the inside, which would look nice, but I like the little these trees, and I think because those don't have stamps, those are just dies. So I'm thinking maybe I use those. Maybe I just cut those dies again. We stick one of those inside. Would that be good? This. So I'm trying to cover up a mark that's here. Hang on. Yeah, definitely. So I could cut that tree and just have that tree down the bottom there in that corner, and that would hide that quite nicely. So I will quickly cut that with some black cardstock. And I'm just going to run that through really quickly. I just want to show you how I did that. All right, so this here, okay, I cut it at the bottom of my panel. Can you see that? And it just, you can have this as high or as low as you like. So if I push this out, I only want to use one of the trees, not all three, because I want something to hide that little smudge that's on the right hand side. I could just get another piece of white paper, but I thought one tree would look rather nice. So this one would be, let's see how we would do this. If I want to perform surgery on this die, just get rid of all these little pieces. And I'm going to cut this. I'm actually going to cut these apart. And you could have the base piece as well, but I'm actually just going to, what will I do? I'll cut this like this for now. And I'm going to cut it along that. I think this is what I'm going to do. If I didn't want it to be up as high, I would probably, whoop, hang on. There's a white there. So this is where the mark is. So how high does this need to be? Actually, I could go and put it just down the bottom without having that little funny piece at all. So let me just snip that off. And I'm going to get rid of a couple of these little funny bits. Actually, that's the only funny bit. That's good. And I'm going to grab some Tombow. And we're just going to do a couple of dots of Tombow. We don't need to glue the whole thing down. We're just going to hold it in place. So a silhouette stamp would work just as well. Absolutely. You are correct, Cherie. Tombow is awesome for putting behind something like this, because you can move it into the right position before it dries. And it's going over the edges of this ever so slightly. So I'm just going to snip that off and snip that off. And then we have a little tree to hide that blob on the back. It looks rather cute, doesn't it? But I was thinking the other one that has the tree dies on it, the other piece that I had, the practice one, that one would look really good with a bird. I think the bird would look really nice. And then we've got somewhere to write on our dark card base. We do need bling though. So this is the one I'm thinking might look good with the birdie. That one. So I'll do something different with that next time, or I'll post it at a later stage. So stick around. If you're on Instagram, make sure you're following me on Instagram, because I post a lot of these creations and alternate ideas. And I also post them on my VIP group for Facebook. If you're in Australia and you'd like to be in my VIP group, you can just request to join. I'll put the name of it up on the screen so that if you would like to, you know what to go looking for. It's Linda Dolke's private Stampin' VIP group. Now, if I'd really been smart when I came up with that name, I would have come up with something much shorter and snappier, but that's what it is. I don't know. At some point, maybe I'll be able to, might have to have a think about how I go about changing that, because it's very long-winded, and I don't like that. So Linda Dolke's private Stampin' VIP group. If you're in Australia, the only criteria is you do need to be in Australia. Otherwise, everyone is welcome to join. Okay, so there we go. All right. Yeah, who does need DSP? Exactly, right. I think they both look really great. This needs some sort of bling or something, so I'm going to quickly try and add something there. Maybe we could do silver metallic gems. Those would look nice. We could also do some, like white gems, like like these little guys from the Mediterranean blooms. These little white ones, those would look nice. Iridescent pearls would look nice. But does everyone have any thoughts about what they would like to see on the card? Little sequins. Also the berries from the new, the cherry, the single berries, those would look nice as well. But those look very similar to the Mediterranean blooms. And then these are the silver metallic gems I was talking about, these little guys. So what about the trees that are left over? I wasn't going to do anything with them, actually. Good question. What about those trees? Put them on something else, maybe? I don't know. Here they are. We could put a couple of trees down here. Well, they look kind of good, don't they? But they'd have to go down the bottom because I'd have to get rid of this bit. But they kind of look nice. What do we think? Do we like them on the card? Should we add them? And would the two trees be enough? Or do we need the third one? Do we need to come back in and add the third tree? Because I could always cut them out. I could have them here on this side, or I could have them here kind of under the moon. I think maybe this side looks better. And it covers that splatter. It doesn't cover this one, but it does cover the splatter. So shall we do it? Let's just, more surgery, guys. This is ending up being a longer video than I intended. I'm so sorry. Now these two are stuck together. See how they're already joined? So that kind of works well when it comes to positioning them. So let's, I hope no one minds me going over time. The only person who really probably minds me going over time is my husband, because he's waiting to, watch something on TV with me when I'm done. Separate them and put them where you want. I kind of like them together, though. You could separate them. Absolutely, you could. Now, the only thing is, because I've glued this down, I'm going to have to very carefully snip the bottom off so it's in line. See how this one's going over this edge? So I need to come in here with my scissors, hold it down and snip. Yep, that's good. And then this one. Like that. All right, there we go. So we ended up with trees on both our cards. This one's not done yet. Oh, we haven't put the bling on. Am I watching anything good at the moment? Just Olympics. Just Olympics, mostly. My husband watches, he goes through stages. He loves sci-fi, and he's been watching an old series called Sanctuary. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, it does look good with the trees, doesn't it? But we still need a bit of bling. So I'm actually leaning to either these ones from the Mediterranean Blooms, because they've got that kind of like little glitzy look in it, and I think those are nice, or the silver. But I'm thinking maybe these, because I think I don't want to add too much color, and I think the silver is adding like another dimension, another color. So let's grab just something sharp to get these off with. I'm going to have a little one up here on the banner. I'm going to have one over here, and one here. Actually, you know what I could have done? I could put one right there on that splatter and you can't see it anymore. I don't know. Is that the right thing to do? What do you think? They're not very shiny. That's the only thing. I mean, they do have shine, but I don't know. Do you think that's enough? Oh, the how to the Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Is that what you watched? I heard that they might be going to bring that over to Netflix as well. That's funny, Cherie. Goodness me. So yeah, we have just been watching a bit of Olympics this week. I've got a couple of shows. I started to watch a show the other day and I didn't like it. I shouldn't tell you what that is. I don't want to badmouth the show because somebody else might like it, but I did not persist with it because. All right, so we did this one tonight, and we did the other one, the green one. Here it is. These were our cards tonight. Same sketch, totally different cards. So this is the one I like the best. I like using ink to do lots of different techniques and create scenes. That's kind of a thing I've always enjoyed. So I really hope that you enjoyed those. The story of the seagull. Oh my gosh. I think Megan was talking about the one. It's on Stan called The Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and it's really good. It's seriously good. But if they bring it over to Netflix, like I heard they might be going to, yeah, it's definitely worth watching for anyone who doesn't have Stan. If you have Netflix, you might really find that's a fabulous show. Really enjoyed it. Yes, I think Happy Feet was set in a podiatrist's office. Indeed. All right, you guys, have a fabulous weekend, I should say. Give me a second. I'm just going to come over and you can see me again. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. I'm planning on, apart from going to the baby shower, I'm planning on relaxing. We do have, my daughter is out tonight at a show, and then tomorrow night she's got a birthday party. So we're sort of working around her activities this weekend. Oh, you're very welcome, and thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed them. I really think they turned out kind of nice and something different with the sketch. So, see you Sunday night, girls, and I'm looking forward to that, because we'll do something different and exciting on Sunday. All right, see you soon, and don't forget, everything you've seen tonight is available for purchase. So, if there's something that you see that you would love and you don't have a demonstrator, please head over to the online store, which is on my blog. I'll have all the details in the description below the YouTube video. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.